Landry, corpse pile. Oh wait, yeah, I play guitar. My bad.
Jason, corpse pile. I do vocals.
Alex, corpse pile. I play drums.
And you're listening to the DIEnecology.
Do you ever fantasize about being killed? About all the different ways of dying?
Is it to awaken the fear of the passing of time? Or is it the failing beat of your own heart?
They learned parts of a dismembered female body had been found in a remote corner of San Bernardino County. Why was her skull left outside a local restaurant? And where is the rest of her body?
Death is only the beginning.
This is Corey Gore-Christ, your DIEnecologist, DIEnecology podcast. And we are here with Corpse Pile. We're here outside the Vinyl in Atlanta, Georgia. Always a fun city to play in. They're currently on tour with Vomit Forth and Gates to Hell. How you guys doing? How's the tour been?
Dude,
so
it's been banging. Super fun. Never played anywhere on this tour, so it's been awesome. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. And latest thing out before we get into the guts of this podcast, I'd like to get you a little plugs first thing and not do it last. So your most recent EP, which is Hardgore Death Metal, came out like earlier this year on Maggot Stomp Records. So I guess just real quick, just do it up, talk a little bit about the EP process.
So we always planned to have an EP and put it out through Maggot Stomp, but what we have now wasn't the initial EP. It was supposed to be a 3-song promo.
Yeah.
And then Scott from Maggot Stomp was finally like, he was like, hey, let's work together. So then once he hit us up, we were like, well, we should put out something more special, for our debut release to Maggot Stomp.
Yeah.
So I don't remember, did we have all the songs already or?
No, I mean we had like at least 2 or 3. Like we were almost ready, if not completely ready for the 3-song.
Yeah, and originally it was supposed to be called Fuck Your Life Death Metal.
Yeah.
That was our original shtick, but then I thought about Hardgore Death Metal, and that's way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
It's got a ring to it,
That's a little serious. Good. And no one's coined it yet, so
Yeah.
you can go off on that. Yeah, so EP's fucking sick.
Yep.
You guys were really good. This is why I came here to see you guys.
Appreciate it.
I've seen Vomit Forth and Gates to Hell before. But yeah, the whole 3-hour drive was for Corpse Pile. It was like, we got to do it today.
Thank you.
We're going to do it. We're doing it today. So yeah, the main thing we do, well, before we get into this, we need to hear about, you said you had a whole backstory for Alex.
Yeah,
Do you want him to tell or you got it? Who's better at the backstory?
Yeah, we could chime in both.
All right.
Alex initially was in a band called Halcyon.
Okay.
It was like a metalcore band, right? Yeah. And so he ended up joining another band called Path of Vengeance.
Okay.
And our original drummer couldn't do touring,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's totally fine. He has like a business he has to take care of and all that. Like, totally understand, right?
Especially in this economy. You gotta fucking work.
Definitely. So we hit up, I'll let Jason tell this part because I'm not exactly sure how we picked up Alex.
So another person from the scene had seen. Well, let me rewind a bit.
This is serious shit, right?
Alex we parted ways with our original drummer that recorded and helped to write on the demo and the split.
Right. Yeah.
And I made this like really corny, like 90s style, like we're a badass death metal band and we're looking for a brutal drummer. You got the chops. I made some shit like that and I put it up all over town.
Hell yeah.
You crave sonic violence.
Yeah.
Sonic violence.
So this person from the scene seen it and kind of like posted it, because we had already gotten our new drummer by the point he like took the picture and he was like, oh haha, Corpse Pile's looking for a drummer. And then he saw it.
And I just basically hit up the guy and I was like, yo, I'm down, because he was a vocalist of my band.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I was like, yo, I'm actually down for this, because I thought it was real.
Yeah.
But it was like all fake, because they already had a drummer at the time.
It was real at one point.
Yeah, it was real at one point, but
But so he hit us up, and I was like, sorry, man, we already got someone.
Yeah.
But then the touring started getting more serious, and so I was like, hey, little nephew, trying to hit the road.
Really good timing too, because like when I actually got in contact with them, they were like already planning on going on tour, and they needed a drummer.
Yeah.
So it was like amazing timing.
You stepped up to it. You sounded fucking great tonight. So
Yeah, he's got the gospel chops.
yeah, gospel.
Yeah.
Taking people to church, you know. Fuck yeah. That's what's up. Well, thank you for being on, and, you know, hopefully stick around, you know. You'd be the touring drummer or something.
Officially or unofficially, Alex may be our full-time drummer right
Fuck
now.
yeah, dude. Well, if it does or it doesn't happen, congratulations either way. You killed it tonight. You guys are fucking nasty. It's hard not to kill people tonight. But,
Fuck yeah.
now this segment's the real deal here. So, you know, my last podcast was more like a horror or metal podcast. But this one, you know, I want to do something new, something different. Yep. So, what I mean by DIEnecology, we want to talk about actual death, shit that we've really seen. What draws us to death in general? Because we can write about it, you know. Yeah. You got razor wire cock ring. You got beaten into a seizure. Yeah. You know, like where does that come from in your head? Like where's the morbidity? A lot of people, it's like, you know, I saw, you know, Friday the 13th when I was like 8. You know, we all got that story, but like, what have you actually seen? If you're comfortable talking about it.
Okay.
Well,
So I want to hear some death shit.
Razor wire cock ring. It was just like, it just rolls off the tongue.
Right, yeah.
And I was really inspired by it. There's this other Houston band called Putrid Womb.
Okay, yeah, I know Putrid Womb.
They have a song called Broken Bottle Butt Plug.
Yep.
And razor wire cock ring kind of has that same cadence.
Yeah.
I just think it's a really good cadence, because even secondhand crack high.
Right.
Like, so that's kind of like where
You got to do your syllables there.
Yeah.
those came from. But
Porn grinds.
I mean, if you want to talk about beating into a seizure, you can.
Okay, well, so two things. Secondhand crack high and beaten into a seizure are both half fiction and half nonfiction,
Okay,
right?
all right.
So, beaten into a seizure was my old band played at this venue in Houston called The Box, right?
Okay.
And after we had played, the headliner was playing. I fucking love the headliner. It was actually I Am. Shout
Sounds
out
like
I
a
Am.
place to find cracks, the box.
Yeah. So, fucking while I'm seeing I Am, this guy, I was like moshing, doing my thing, and he kept fucking with me, and like finally, like he like grabbed me, and I was just like, get the fuck off me, and punched him once and knocked him out. Right?
Fuck yeah.
I got kicked out of the venue, and had this buddy who came out, like out front, was like, hey, that dude's having a seizure.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bro, I'll see you later. And like, just got out of there.
I'm going to go write a song now.
Yeah, so that's...
We're not tough guys.
No,
We're not tough guys.
yeah.
But sometimes tough guy shit happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
if
but,
people
you know,
are trying
we
to
don't try
tough
to,
guy
you know,
you got to buck up a little bit.
Yeah, I dealt with it for as long as I could. But
well.
secondhand crack high. So my mom is, well, I guess is an addict, right?
Right.
And I mean, the list of things that she's done is,
Right.
You know, I can't go through all of them.
Right. Sorry to hear it.
No, I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah,
you know,
it
like,
is,
she's like one of the victims of the opioid crisis and
Sure,
shit like
yeah.
that. So it just is what it is. But like, so we were kind of thinking like, oh, my mom's done crack, so like secondhand crack high, you know, like that's probably why I am the way I am now. You know? But yeah, so that's why it's kind of half truth, half fiction.
Yeah.
So,
But as far as, you know, actual, like, why we love death in general, like, I think it's not more of a love thing or even a fascination, it's just intrigue,
yeah,
right? Like,
it's cathartic.
yeah, like, watch violent shit on, it's all around us whether we like it or not.
Definitely.
And there's, like, but the reality of it's a little bit scarier in a way, you know? Like,
Yeah, right.
You can see it and desensitize yourself all you want, but when the real shit, when it comes
did
down
as
to
a
it,
kid.
yeah.
I consumed way too much gore as a child.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Not good. Not good.
And
But
then, do you think that's what helps you kind of tap into that part of your brain to write, or have you experienced like actual death in your life, like to where maybe you draw from that too?
so for secondhand crack guy, also, I've had 3-4 friends die from overdoses at this point.
Same, yeah.
So that song is like, it's pretty like personal and political.
Yeah, sure.
So where am I going with this? Yes, I
read
have
the
like
lyrics. Read the lyrics if you get a chance. Yeah.
yeah, which that's one of the few songs that we have that does have lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just I've had plenty of friends, succumb to it, and
Same here,
Secondhand Crack High kind of talks about like how people that do suffer from addiction, like how they do hurt people, and like that's not chill.
Yeah.
But it also puts then the next part kind of like talks about how like the government is at fault for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then like the end part is where it gets like a little bit more personal. And the ending lyrics are "Love you, good night."
Do you believe where you think they implanted crack into like poor neighborhoods and shit?
Yes.
'Cause I do.
Yes.
It's like a
Absolutely.
CIA thing. Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could go into like
it's a gentrification thing.
yeah. I mean, if you look at like banks redlining neighborhoods and shit like that, like
it's a way to push out.
like poverty breeds crime.
Yep.
So
And so that's like another thing I want to, because like Corpse Pile, despite like the name and the imagery, like doesn't really focus a lot on like brutal like stuff. Like it's all like politics for the most part.
Yeah.
Aside from like beating into a seizure, and
It's brutal in and of itself in a way.
Yeah.
Like, the shit
I mean, like the real life stuff is way more brutal,
and that's what I talk about here. It's not so much like I want to hear if you've seen someone get like fucking hit in half by a bus. you know?
I mean,
it's more like just want to talk about like real shit.
Yeah,
like,
none of us grew up like rich or anything like that. We all have struggled in our own way. Like,
I mean, I did for a while, but then my parents had too many kids and the recession hit.
Yeah, for me, I kind of went from not really rich. We were like upper middle class.
Yeah.
And then as we kept moving around the country, I was like living pretty fucking poor for a long time.
Yeah.
Eating like, peanut butter out of hot dog buns kind of poor, for like, and spaghetti. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we were eating for like weeks.
I love that.
Yeah. So it humbles you,
Yeah.
And you see the world differently from like different perspectives. You can see both the perspective from people that maybe don't understand where like poverty is because they've never been there.
Yeah.
And then you understand like, hey, this is where I've been at. Like,
yeah, and a
you
lot
need
of
to go and see this shit for yourself.
exactly. I mean, a lot of people like try to like what's the word, like fashionize poverty.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the word?
No, like there's a word for sure, but
fetishize.
Kind of, but yeah, just like they think it's
cosplay poverty.
yeah, because they think it looks cool.
Glorify maybe.
Yes, and like
glorify poverty.
like I've known so many people that are like, oh, I grew up so poor. We didn't have this, and I'm like, bro, I didn't eat some nights. Like, like
yeah, until you've had to like. When you don't believe in like church and shit, and you have to go to a church to get their shit out of their food pantry, that's when you're poor. Or you've had to have your fucking like I was a Toys for Tots kid. Like I had to have Christmas presents donated.
Yeah.
And they were shit, but like they're like, well, you have presents, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And it helped, like you value things more.
I will say I don't want to make it seem like my childhood was total shit. Even though we were very poor for most of my childhood, my dad did everything that he could.
Yeah, my mom was the same way.
Yeah,
she had to work 2 jobs and
exactly. Yeah,
support me and my brother and did the best she could. But like after a while,
just
economy gets fucked. You move around, you make mistakes, and
it's just how it goes.
But I'm appreciative for it because I got all parts of like living to where I can empathize with other people and understand how the world actually works, because people at the top, they don't fucking know, they don't care,
they have no idea.
They were born there, they're gonna stay there, they're just like, these people are pieces of shit, they belong
exactly.
where they're at, like why don't they do the work? It's like, why don't you hire them? Get them the
exactly.
Your dad hired you, so it's like you live in this small circle, and then these people have lost their circle.
Exactly.
Like, they lost their family to drugs, or their veterans came home, didn't have the help they needed, or they got fired from their big time corporate job they did have, and they're fucked.
Exactly.
Shit happens. So that's the morbidity of the world we live in. It's I don't know if that draws us more to the type of music we do or we love like this. But that's kind of what I'm trying to answer. Is like how do we really tap into this kind of music? And it's not even because we're like angry.
No,
it's a fucking release, because everyone's fucking angry.
I mean, it's like you deal with enough shit. It's not like every time we get on stage I'm like I'm so but it's like
you're amped
the
up.
reason, like, okay, when I was growing up, you're dealing with all that shit, and then you find like, okay, so for me, my first ever band was Slipknot, right?
Yeah, of course.
And like that music felt so angry and like felt so just cathartic for me, and so that's how I got into it, and then got into more heavy stuff and heavy stuff. I was always like craving like the more heavy stuff, so so it kind of turns into that.
it's a good place to get a release, and like people moshing to it. Like, I don't give a fuck what people do in a pit, as long as they're not being assholes.
Yeah.
I've had people, recently people were bitching about people moshing at shows and all that. It's like, look, if you're having a good time, and not affecting other people's good time, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care what you do as long as you're moving,
Like some of the people earlier, when you said two-step, people are two-stepping, and they started moshing. I'm gonna try to hit those people because they're being assholes, but not to where I'm trying to get thrown out. But I'm gonna start slinging that.
Of course.
See what happens. I'm gonna make it known that this is where we're supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
Then we step off, go ahead, mosh. I'll mosh too.
Yeah.
When it's appropriate. But,
of course.
But I just love the scenes and the bands, and it's always been crazy to me because I got into this kind of music very early in my age. Always wanted to know, even with myself, where did this draw me in to begin with? I mean, that's why I'm trying to, because I honestly don't know. I just kind of happened. When I heard it, I was like, this is what I love. Right now.
What about you, Alex? I don't really know how you got into heavy music and stuff like that.
Have you seen some crazy shit in your life?
I haven't seen too many crazy, because I never was really into movies like that or stuff like that. But the music for sure. High school, I was very into metalcore stuff like that. Yeah. And then from there, I just started going to shows. Yeah. And then I got new friends. Because I used to just go to shows and just for the music. Because that's what really I liked. Just the music. And people started talking to me. And I started getting friends. Yeah. And that's what I like.
It's a beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Camaraderie, everyone's
all rainbows and sunshine. Yeah.
If people don't, you see it from the outside and you're like, man, Corpse Mile, hardcore. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go, everyone's like, hey.
Yeah. You come talk to us, we're nice.
Yeah.
So.
And to be fair, I've interviewed bands for 7 years, and
yeah,
I've only had a couple assholes, and they weren't even death metal bands, So they're always the nicest people, and it's this is just a fun genre to be a part of. Yeah. And play heavy ass music, ball buster ass music. Yeah. Talk about beating people in a seizure and crack, and whatever you do, it's just somebody has to do it, and this is what it sounds like when you talk about it. So I mean, exactly. But I very much appreciate you guys talking talking some real shit for a little bit. It's nice to actually get to know you guys a little bit and talk. And I guess before we go, if you have anything else to plug, you got working on stuff. I think you already talked about it a little bit, but anything else? Where are you guys going next on the tour?
Shout out Sugar, shout out.
Yeah, all right, shout out. Yeah, shout out Girl of Glass.
Yeah, Girl of Glass, bring deathcore back.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Next on the tour, we are playing South Carolina. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Brooklyn Tavern.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's gonna be dope.
This is your first tour?
Well, this is our second real tour. We did a tour with Body Box and stuff on site, and
that's sick.
That was mostly Texas and West Coast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Body Box, they're good dudes too.
Fuck yeah. What else? Oh, we will be releasing new music this year.
Fuck yeah.
2 songs on a I don't know if I should say.
Yeah,
okay, 2 songs on a split. Can't say with who yet. Cool. And then 1 new song on a TXDM comp.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I look forward to it. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for talking with me. And